nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, a beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Okay. No official support except for the 2 F-16s, but that comes later. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Metal Gear Solid. This game was released in 1998, and at least the version I have is from 1998. Anyways, I think it was 1998. Yeah. For a moment, I thought it might have been released in '97. But anyways, Metal Gear Solid, classic PlayStation game. Fuck. I had so much I wanted to say about this game. So this is a game I wanted to do for a while. In fact, I promised a friend that I would do it last year. Didn't happen, because of all the crazy shit that was going on. Plus Rise of the Red Shirt is something I was busy with. Rise of the Red Shirt's in its off-season right now, and I want to get working on this. I want to finally do this. This is a game that I've wanted to do for a very long time, and initially, my initial idea was that I would work my way to it. Like, I'd start with Metal Gear Solid 3 and work my way up the timeline, you know, until I got to Metal Gear Solid and beyond. But I don't have a PS3, so I don't have Metal Gear Solid 4, so that will be hard for me to do. I'm probably gonna get a PS3 before I get any of the new consoles, but that's a different conversation altogether. So yeah, this is Metal Gear Solid, released in 1998, one of those seminal games, and unfortunately, one of those games that you don't hear talked about nearly as much as you should anymore. It's kind of faded into the annals of history of video games, so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this playthrough. Is because you don't really see... this game deserves so much more. than to fade like that. And it's a so I'm gonna be honest. I have not played this game seriously in a very long time. You've probably already seen the fudge video that I did while I was testing. I was testing audio levels, and I was testing what it would sound like coming through, because I'm using these speakers that are not quite good. They're not very good at all, but they're what I got right now, because my old speakers have died and are borked beyond repair. So I'm making do until I can buy some new ones. So I'm using these, and I needed to test the audio levels. I recorded myself playing the game just to see what everything sounded like and how well the game ran while it was being recorded. And, well, you can see the results for yourself. So, a bit of warning. Those of you who've watched my playthroughs before know that what I plan and what goes down ain't ever been similar. Those of you who have not, typically I play Metal Gear games very methodically. In Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, I never proceed through a room until I've cleared it, meaning I've basically tranked everybody. I do that as habit. And basically I just run around with the trank gun the entire game. Do not have that luxury in the original Metal Gear Solid. So, A, you will see a body count in this playthrough. B, I have not played this game, the original, seriously, for a very long time. So, if you already watched the fudge video, you know how rusty at this game I am. So, expect botches. Oh yes, expect glorious botching, because I kind of suck now. Yeah. I was very, very good at this game a long time ago, and I think especially Metal Gear Solid 3, which is my favorite of the PlayStation 2 games, kind of spoiled me. I will also be talking, as I go through the game, about a updated version of Metal Gear Solid using the Metal Gear Solid 2 engine and Metal Gear Solid 2 mechanics. It was called Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes, and I will talk about it. I'll occasionally show clips of it, because some of the things that happen in Twin Snakes must be seen to be believed. And I want to give a little... I want to talk a little bit about Twin Snakes before we continue. Twin Snakes was developed by Silicon Knights. It's a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 for the Nintendo GameCube. I really think it should have been included in the HD collection, but because it was on a Nintendo console, I don't think they could. But it really should have been included. If you're looking for a really updated version of the original Metal Gear Solid, Twin Snakes is pretty much the place to go, although it does have its problems. We can start with the direction. The direction of Twin Snakes, you're going to see that the order of the day in Metal Gear Solid 1 is atmospheric and dark. Everything's very subdued. The coloring is very subdued. It's very, very cold colors, which makes sense because you're in the Arctic. But it's all supposed to evoke this atmosphere of dread and of helplessness. Which the Metal Gear Solid 1 nails. But then you go to Metal Gear Solid 2, and while, by and large, you still have the same kind... The color palette's still cold, you still got... they're still trying to evoke that feeling of helplessness, but they're trying to do it while also having cutscenes that make Snake look like Superman. And I'm not even joking. You're going to see some weird shit when I show the clips of Twin Snakes, because there's some weird shit that happens. And mainly, the reason for that is because the guy they got to direct the cutscenes in Twin Snakes, they actually did a little bit of celebrity stunt casting. And the guy they got to direct the cutscenes was the guy who did Versus. Versus is a movie about basically Yakuza fighting zombies in the woods with katanas. It's over the top as hell. It's a fun movie to watch, but the things that go on in Twin Snakes, like Metal Gear Solid 1 is all about subtlety. Twin Snakes has nothing subtle about it. I'm not bashing Twin Snakes. It's not bad. It's just different. And I don't think it's as how to say this. It's not as refined as the first one is, because you have to understand, when they built the first game, they actually built all of the levels in physical models when they were making this game. They actually built them, if I recall correctly, they built them out of Legos, just so they could figure out how players would get around the levels and how they would move, you know, and how everything would sort of flow through the game. And they did a great job. It's a really well-designed, really polished game. I just suck at it. But the thing is, it has a really exacting design, which Twin Snakes breaks, because Twin Snakes includes gameplay mechanics from Metal Gear Solid 2. So, for example, you have the first-person aiming from Metal Gear Solid 2. You combine that with the trank gun from Metal Gear Solid 2, the game is a joke. The one addition that it made that really fits the Metal Gear Solid 1 gameplay is the addition of a roll. The roll is fantastic in Twin Snakes. It's exactly like it was in Metal Gear Solid 2, but it's really useful to use. It's really useful to easily knock people out and sort of like keep your momentum through an area. It's really useful for fighting Liquid at the end of the game, where you can keep them constantly off balance with your rolls and your punches and like your throws, and you can kind of combo them with them, and it makes the fight really interesting and really fun. Not to say it isn't in Metal Gear Solid. It's a fun fight. It's also really hard, but Twin Snakes really is just kind of over the top and breaks that gameplay that they were going for with the original version of Metal Gear Solid 1. That is not saying that you shouldn't play Twin Snakes. I can wholeheartedly recommend Twin Snakes, especially if you're a fan of the PlayStation version. One could say that it has not aged as well, but one could say the same about Metal Gear Solid proper on the PlayStation as well. So in that department, it's really in the eye of the beholder. Still, they're both great. Both versions are great. Both versions are versions you should play. If you've got a GameCube and you've got a few ducats that you can throw around for just like an old game somewhere, I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon. Twin Snakes on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure you can find a Metal Gear Solid on Amazon as well. It may not be as cheap. I personally haven't looked because I have it. But if it's too expensive, you can always look for Twin Snakes. It's probably cheaper, and it's the same story. It's just way over the top. Okay, so I think that covers the bases I wanted to cover at the very beginning. Namely that I haven't played this game in a long time. I suck. Twin Snakes is awesome, but way too over the top, and I will be talking about the differences between Twin Snakes and Metal Gear Solid as we continue. There will be a body count. I will fuck up. I will probably fuck up fairly gloriously, just like I did in the Fudge video. That was really just a view of things to come. I hope that my skills come back to me as I play, but hope is for the weak. If anything, all these playthroughs have taught me, there is that. So before we actually start with the game proper, I'm going to take you on a tour of the features, because for a game from 1998, Metal Gear Solid is a game jam-packed with cool stuff. So this is special. Under special, you'll be able to unlock a couple things. When you start the game, you get to look at previous operations. Yes, the menu just does that. You get to look at previous operations. You have recaps of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And you can unlock these are like just available for you. I won't go through these. I'm not gonna like sit here and read these to you. I might read them to you in like an extra video or something. We're gonna go back. You could probably, I think there's something else you can unlock. I think you can unlock like In the Darkness of Shadow Moses or something along those lines for special. We also have VR training, which is a bunch of different. I'll go ahead and demonstrate it. Stage 1. I'm just going to do stage 1. Just give you an idea what this is. But it's basically like a bunch of little training scenarios to get you up to speed on how the game plays. That's the theme of Terra. from Metal Gear Solid 1. Not Solid, but Metal Gear 1, if I'm not mistaken. And this is actually a theme from Metal Gear 1 as well. I think. I may not be correct in that, so if anybody knows, they can tell me. That's what this is, though. It's just like this VR space where you can just kind of brush up on your skills and learn your skills if this is the first time you played this game. That was weird. So yeah, my D-pad's a little weird.
Impressive, Snake.
Okay, exit. My D-pad's a little weird. You probably noticed in the fudge test video I made that my D-pad's kind of dragging me to the right. I don't know why that is. It might just be the controller. I'm using a Mad Catz controller for this. And, yeah, it might just be this piece of shit controller I've got. But anywho, that's training mode. Plenty of stages in training mode, plenty of stuff to do. You can save your progress to your memory card. Okay, go ahead and exit. So, aside from that, you also have this. This is the thing I showed off. Let's go ahead and exit. This is a thing that I showed off in the video You All Met in a Submarine. Or You All Meet in a Submarine, rather. This is basically... you can watch this, and it will fill you in on everything that's going on in the game, basically. Like, it'll fill you in on the backstory of everything. Or at least, it'll fill you in on what you know is about everything. So you don't have to go into this game cold. You can kind of like sit here and watch all the briefing files. And it's some cool stuff. Like I said, the atmosphere of the first Metal Gear Solid is really cool. And this is also something that Twin Snakes... I have to say, Twin Snakes didn't really do very well, is their version of the briefing. When you go to Metal Gear Solid's version of the briefing, Snake has been stripped. He's sitting, like, in some cold room on a submarine in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know, there's this feeling of captivity. There's this feeling of, like, helplessness while this guy, who supposedly your friend is blackmailing you to do this... to undertake this incredibly dangerous assignment. And there's this feeling of helplessness and captivity that they really got right in the first Metal Gear Solid. That's replaced in Twin Snakes with a more campy, kind of goofy series of briefings, which isn't helped in any way by the fact that the voice acting in Twin Snakes is nowhere near as good as it was in the original Metal Gear Solid. In fact, most of the voice cats did not want to come back for Twin Snakes. It's actually a fairly well-known anecdote, is how David Hayter basically gave up a great deal of his paycheck to bring the original voice cast back to record Twin Snakes. A lot of the people are phoned in, like especially Campbell. Like you can tell Campbell's voice actor, Paul Eiding, I believe. You can tell he's phoning it in Twin Snakes. Just listening to his lines in Twin Snakes next to the same lines in the original Metal Gear Solid, it's really phoned in. Again, I'm not saying Twin Snakes is bad. I'm saying that it's not... There are parts of it that aren't up to par with Metal Gear Solid. And of course there are parts of Metal Gear Solid that are not quite up to par with Twin Snakes, and I'll go over those too. But the briefing is certainly one of the things that Twin Snakes could have done better. The feeling of captivity, the feeling of helplessness just isn't there. And it's a lot more goofy. Let's move on.
Colonel, I don't work for
Yeah. I showed that one too. That one plays if you leave without listening to anything else. If you listen to anything else, you get a different ending video. I showed that video second. It's actually supposed to be the end, but it's designed so it can fit basically whenever. Okay, so I think that covers the basics. Let's go ahead and start a new game. And we're going to play this on normal.
trying to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected.
Could have
You'll have
told
to take
me.
the elevator to the surface. But make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep.
Constantly.
When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
They'll all think
Got
you're
it.
nuts.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, what do you look like when someone calls you on the codec? Because you probably look like you're nuts. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this the same way I did previously, except not as bad. Plenty of O2. I don't know how... Your oxygen supply only really comes into play for one particular part of the game, from what I can recall. Let's go ahead and go in there. Yes, yawn, you lazy bastard. Okay. Now you want to crawl over water, because not only does it make lots of noise, but it will also leave footprints, and footprints bad. Footprints get you killed. I will snap your neck. Get used to that, folks. I'm not bloodthirsty in this game. I'm not gonna, like, kill everybody I fucking come across. You know who you are. But, I will fucking end a motherfucker if he's in my way. I just don't go out of my way to do so. Unlike some people who know who they are. You know who you are. You know who you are. Anyways, so now you basically chill until the elevator comes down. The elevator's the only way out of here, so eventually a guard will show up and jump out of the elevator and start randomly patrolling, so you basically just gotta wait for that guy to show up. This guy's... there he is. So this guy's gonna step out, he's gonna look left, he's gonna look right. He's gonna case the situation, then he's gonna start randomly, randomly? No, not necessarily randomly. Bye. Patrolling, in which case you just slip through and gravy. It's all very cinematic. This is one of the areas where Twin Snakes is different, and I will show you that after the cutscene. Well, after this one, anyways. In fact, there's a bunch of cutscenes. It may take a while.
I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Thanks to the VR training I did on board the Discovery.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed. There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, you must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake. But I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system.
There's a bunch of cutscenes.
The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful, Snake.
Okay.
The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision
No, they
due to
don't.
their gene therapy.
No, they don't.
Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the PS transmitting nanomachines as you. He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice. I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status. My frequency is 140.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked.
Naked
You need
Snake.
to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
How do I take off
remember.
my pants?
First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
How do I take off
Hold
your
you to that,
pants?
Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
I ate them.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
Tasty. Yes, I'm going to do that the whole time.
If you want to get in, there's the front door. the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in.
Sure you can.
There's one sentry on the left
You just
and
die.
one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
And they apparently have yellow lantern power rings. Those are supposed to be flashlights. They just look weird.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
It's in the middle. It's that bright area in the middle.
I can't see it from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
Okay, as in my test save, we will immediately sabotage ourselves by saving. I will save often in this playthrough, even though it will fuck up my ranking, but if you've seen anything I've played before, I don't give a shit about ranking. I'm doing this because it's a well-known thing that in playthroughs, anything and everything will go wrong, technically, and I don't exactly have a great track record with technical failure. So, yeah, expect me to save often. No bitching.
What's up, Snake?
You know who you are. Let's see. Alright. So that's my fudge save. I'm going to go ahead and save over that. Huh. I'm 2 minutes faster this time.
Snake, remember what the Gaul said. The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded by bad guys. Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight whenever you can.
You're right. Wow, you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
Even though that was...
Well,
never mind.
both my parents are from Guangdong, China.
It's almost not worth doing.
But I was born and raised in America. I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
I'm looking forward to it. But to tell you the truth, I'd like to learn more about you.
Well, I'll think about it.
Yeah, you rock the cradle a little bit, Snake. Anyways, Snake's a well-known perv. So, my first approach was this way. This was a bad idea. Ah! Okay. So, instead of that, we're going to go here.
A surveillance camera?
He says this surprised. He says this surprised as he enters a secret nuclear weapons disposal facility that there are surveillance cameras in it. And as you can see, there is a limit to how they will see. Like, it's not like fucking, like, array, you know? They won't see you forever. It's just the immediate area. Yeah, let's... Okay. There we go. Whew. I know, I know I'm making a couple people nervous. One of my favorite things to do used to be... Oh, are you fucking kidding me, you fool. It's already begun. Anyways, god damn it, Alchemist. Suck it up, man. I know it's been a long time, but shit. Anyways, I used to pride myself on how non-lethal I could play these games, and now I'm just really shit at them. Or at least this one. Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, it's a lot easier to be non-lethal because you got that fucking godly-ass trank gun, especially if you, beat Metal Gear Solid 3 on, like, very easy or some shit, in which case you got the easy gun. So, I've got two approaches. Let's take a moment. I can try and go up the stairs. That one's more risky. Or I could go past the camera and the security guard that are right there. That's going to be a narrow window. I could have gone earlier, but I'm going to wait for this guy to go past. Come on. Yeah, I'm going to wait for this guy to go past and then kind of follow him around the car. And then we'll see what goes on from there. I do believe there is a special cutscene that plays if you are caught, if you are discovered beforehand. Are you fucking... No. Fucking distracted by the goddamn codec. Yeah, they did toss a grenade in there. I hope that doesn't carry over to the next area. What the fuck is it?
Snake, when you enter a narrow
Oh,
space...
shit. Fuck off.
Snake, first you've got...
Fuck's sake. And I missed what that call was, too. Jesus Christ. Where's my health at? It's already begun. What are you? Rations. I wonder. Do I get that? Can I get that now? Okay, I guess not. So, one of the things that would get me killed when I played the game a long time ago is the fact that in intrusion mode, you don't have a radar. This changed a little bit in Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm almost tempted to go back and redo that area. That's how bad I feel about that last bit.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you, so call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80. Those mice are Alaskan field mice. Don't worry, they can't hurt you. Wild field mice don't have a thick layer of fat, but they can still survive the bitter winters here without hibernating. They dig tunnels under the snow. They stay warm.
Survival specialists, huh? I should learn from them.
But there's a dark side too. Sometimes the males will kill and eat offspring that's not their own.
To ensure the survival of their own genes, right?
Yeah, pretty brilliant program, huh? If there are mice, that means there must be an exit somewhere. Follow the mice.
Yeah, if you just hold, yeah. Just keep going, you'll be fine. I know there's a cutscene, but I don't know if you got caught or not. There is a conversation where you can watch the guards talking about there being another intruder, and Snake's a little curious about this. It's like, there's somebody else here besides me? You'd scope out the area, give yourself a nice lay of the land. I usually make this approach from the ceiling. It's a little safer to come down from up there. It's just not as safe getting up there from the front. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this guy to pass. Surveillance camera up there. You gotta be careful of that thing. Our objective is the elevator. But there are some goodies here that are worth checking out. So... Fucking Kodak. What?
Use the elevator to change floors.
God
there should be a
damn it.
cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
Fucking Kodak startled me earlier, and he's gonna be doing that the entire rest of the fucking game, too. Okay, where are you at? Okay, so, there are goodies hidden under the tanks. Not here, though. Must be the other one. There's also goodies in the corners. This guy's completely unconcerned about the fact that his friend is gone. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit this thing. Should be able to see me. At least I hope not. I'm debating whether or not I should go upstairs. I have a chaff grenade, so if I go upstairs, I'm ending this fucker because it's safer. SOCOM bullets. But first, let's go ahead and there's nothing here. Well, that's peachy. Let's go ahead and wait for this guy to go past. Like I said, I play these games really methodically most of the time, so... I do believe you can get the cardboard box upstairs. You can also get a suppressor. But, yeah, I'm probably, for expediency's sake, I'm probably gonna be, fucking Steven Seagaling the place up. Shouldn't see me. There we go. You shouldn't see me down there either, so I should be good until he passes and I can go and, get up these stairs. Up. Or don't. Whew. No. Yeah, like I was saying, this control pad is kind of shitty. No. This control pad's gonna get me killed. I'm trying to go down that way, but it's not letting me. No, I don't want to fucking... I don't want to fucking crawl along the wall. I want to run. Let me run. There we go. Easy. Now, you could alert the guys beneath you by running on this, but I killed the fucker, so I'm not going to. There's a surveillance camera right there. Okay. Okay. Okay, get the thermal goggles. That will make our lives easier later. Now, the easy way to not make noise is to crawl along them. Miller will call you and tell you this lengthy bullshit about how you can, basically, like, just slowly shift. They just, like, moonwalk across it. But, that suppressor's down there. We want that suppressor. Suppressor will make our lives a lot easier. But we can't do that because of the controls. You actually can do that in Twin Snakes. Twin Snakes, the controls are... Twin Snakes has better controls, which will let you do that. Let's go ahead and wait for this guy to pass before we make our move. Okay. That's good. It's very good. Let's go ahead and pick up what's down here. Which is nothing. Which is perfect. That means we no longer have anything we need to be doing in here. We can't get through the door yet. We don't have the key, which is something we're going to be getting when we go downstairs. So, let's go ahead and hit this. And we're going to B1, I think.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
Okay. That one open. So, if you run straight for Meryl, you will see her in her underwear. What?
Snake, if you want to go up or down a
Oh,
ladder...
piss off! Okay, so, if you get to Meryl within, like, what is it, like 15 to 30 seconds, you can see her in her underpants. I don't know why, but there it is. I think that's the same in Twin Snakes as well. Out of sheer morbid curiosity.
Is that a woman? Not...
I'm not sure if it's 30 seconds or if you have to do it repeatedly until you see her. I know if you do it repeatedly, you can see her doing different exercises. What the hell just happened? What?